Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit Khurana, host of Intellect Digest, and in this video we are going to compare the Coolpad Note 3 versus the Coolpad Note 3 Lite. The Note 3 Lite has just been revealed and comes at a smaller form factor and some feature differences compared to the Note 3. However, there are many similarities as well. In this video, we'll highlight the differences and talk about the similarities towards the end of the video. Keep watching. I'll start with the design, and in terms of design they look very similar. They both use a similar sort of curves all across and they have slight design differences as well. One of them being the texture on the back. The texture on the white device that we see here is kind of matte finished plain, whereas you have a crisscross texture on the back of the Coolpad Note 3 Lite. The crisscross structure not only feels nicer but also is more grippy and is less likely to slip out of your hand. Also, you got silver accents all around the Note 3 in front of the display as well as around the camera ring and fingerprint scanner, whereas you get a champagne gold color ring running all across the front as well as the camera ring and fingerprint scanner on the Note 3 Lite. In my personal opinion, I find the golden one to be richer and looks more premium in absolute terms. When you look them side by side, this one looks more attractive, the Coolpad Note 3 Lite with this golden accent. The button placements are also similar with the power wake up key on the right, volume rockers on the left, 3.5mm audio port on the top, the charging as well as microphone on the bottom, the placement of the speakers on the rear, the camera placement as well as the fingerprint scanner placement is also more or less the same. The buttons on the front below the display also look alike, and when you look at these phones from the front, they clearly look like siblings. In terms of size, there is considerable difference between these two phones. You can see that the Note 3 Lite is much more compact, and if you are someone who does not like large screen phones, this is a much easy to carry package around. It is compact, easy to hold and easy to use with one hand, whereas the Note 3 is large screen, is much more suited for gaming and multimedia consumption, and is a device for people who love large text and large screen displays. The display color temperature also varies slightly on these two phones. The display on the Note 3 Lite is slightly on the warmer side, but the good thing is that both phones provide you options in brightness setting where you can tweak the color temperatures and set it to your liking. There is also standard mode and vivid mode, which are preset modes provided on these. So if you don't like the way the display color temperature is, you can change it. Talking of audio quality, the speakers on the Coolpad Note 3 Lite are louder compared to the ones that are found on the Note 3. Here is an audio sample for you. The display quality, however, on both is top notch. They both give very good and sharp contrast, good color production as well as viewing angles. Here is a video clip, same clip playing on both the phones side by side so that you can compare. Now comes the camera quality, and I have no doubt about it. I have tested it thoroughly. Both the cameras are identical. The front facing as well as rear facing cameras produce exactly identical results. You can see these samples on your screen. The front facing camera, however, lacks detailing on both the phones, but the rear facing camera on both the phones is excellent and produces good quality pictures even against the light when you are clicking them in HDR mode. The low light performance without flash is not very impressive, but the flash here does a good job, and here are some samples of low light pictures that we took with and without flash with both these phones. Comparing the video quality, They are also almost identical, and here are some video samples, but one thing worth noting is that the audio pickup when you're recording a video is slightly better on the Coolpad Note 3 compared to the Note 3 Lite. Maybe the quality of microphones used on the Note 3 are slightly better compared to the Note 3 Lite. This is a handheld 1080p video with the rear facing camera, and I'm just moving the camera to show you how it reacts to changes in exposure and how well it stabilizes the video on sudden movements. This is a handheld 1080p video with the rear facing camera, and I'm just moving the camera to show you how it reacts to changes in exposure and how well it stabilizes the video on sudden movements. This is a front-facing video sample that I'm shooting simultaneously with one of these phones in each hand, and this is a 720p portrait video which you can see next to each other. Next up, performance. You get a 1.3 GHz octa-core processor with 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal memory on the Coolpad Note 3. This is a fairly beefy spec for a phone which is priced as aggressively as the Note 3. But you get a much moderate 1 GHz quad-core processor on the Coolpad Note 3 Lite with 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB internal memory. To our surprise, when it comes to performance and gaming, both phones perform really well. On Antutu synthetic benchmarks, we got a score of around 28,000 on the Note 3 Lite and a score of around 35,000 on the Note 3. In terms of gaming, yes, the Note 3 performs better than the Note 3 Lite, but the Note 3 Lite is not that bad. We have done a separate gaming review of the Note 3 Lite, and the links are provided in the description section below where you can check out detailed gaming review for this phone. In my opinion, they both are well-loaded phone when it comes to performance, but if you want absolute performance and do not want any sort of stutter or lags, Note 3 is the obvious choice, whereas the Note 3 Lite is slightly on the lower end when it comes to CPU, so you will notice occasional stutters or lags here and there. But in terms of overall performance, we don't have any complaints to make considering that this is a super budget phone. Another major difference between these two phones is the battery size. Owing to a bigger size, this phone accommodates a larger 3000 mAh battery, whereas this one has 2500 mAh battery, which is approximately 20% larger on the Note 3 compared to this one. But does it make a considerable difference? The answer is no, it does not. The extra battery is offset by the fact that it has a more powerful processor and also a bigger display to power. So the battery life that you can expect from both these phones is almost alike. Now let's talk some of the commonalities or the features which are common on both these phones and the features that we really like on both these phones. They are both dual SIM 4G phones which support 4G on either of the SIM cards. They both come with expandable memory. They both have LED notifications. They both have very fast and accurate fingerprint scanners which work really well, and you can check out the individual review videos of these two phones for the performance of fingerprint scanner. They both come with USB OTG pen drive support. They both allow moving applications to SD card, and they are really high value for money phones when you are considering the features that they offer you for the price at which they are selling. So when it comes to picking the right phone between these two phones, if you are someone who does not play much games and wants a compact phone with a lot of features, you can go with the Coolpad Note 3 Lite. But if you are someone who watches a lot of movies, plays a lot of games and wants something that is really powerful, I would suggest you go for Note 3. But yes, it will take some more space in your pocket. That's a trade-off that you will have to do for getting better performance and better graphics experience. Both are excellent value for money and both are good buys, and leaving direct links in the description section below where you can pick up either of them at the best buy price. This is all we have on this one. If you enjoyed watching this comparison, give us a thumbs up by pressing the like button below, and for future videos, stay subscribed by pressing the red subscribe button. We have done separate review videos of these two phones and gaming reviews on our channel as well. This is all we have on this one. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.